Hi, this is Jennifer Lawler, and I will be doing my EDU 637 course evaluation on the MIT OpenCourseWare course, Mass 963, Technological Tools for School Reform. I used the Quality Manners and Achieve Open Education Resource Rubric evaluations on this open course. Although it can be considered a MOOC, it closely resembles an OER and should be evaluated as such. Per the OpenCourseWare course description, this course explores the potential impact of modern technologies on school reforms debate. The first part of the course provides an overview of the current state of the school reform debate and reviews the idea in the progressive school reform movement, as well as examining the new public charter school in Cambridge, Massachusetts as a case study. The second part of this course requires critical study of research projects that hold promise as inspirations and guidelines for concrete multidisciplinary activities in the curriculum for progressive charter schools. The course concludes with a discussion of the challenges in scaling the successful innovations in school reform to new contexts. I wanted to first discuss a little bit about MIT OpenCourseWare. Now, the OpenCourseWare was actually developed in 2001 by, ironically, my great uncle, Dr. Charles Fest. When he became president of MIT, he wanted to have this new innovative idea that they essentially share all of the course content with any individuals and any educators. So what's really important about looking when you look at MIT OpenCourseWare courses is that OCW provides free MIT educational content that you can use to enhance or refresh your knowledge or teach others. It's best to think of OCW as a free online library of course materials used to teach MIT undergraduate and graduate courses. Also, students cannot receive credit, a degree, or a certificate upon completion of OCW materials. OCW does not have registration or enrollment options, and we do not provide interaction or direct contact with MIT faculty, staff, or students. It's very important to understand the context of the OCW in order to properly evaluate it in its own world. It is not a typical MOOC. There is no one instructor who's overseeing a class of 200. In fact, there are no instructors, and they essentially put all of the content from the course that was originally taught at MIT on the internet. It clearly states that OCW should also not be used as a course, but as an open education resource. What if you evaluate an OCW course as a typical online course, it could cause it not to have a high grade on this evaluation since it does not need to have the policies of the university or the interaction between the instructor and student. One of the first evaluations that I did on this open courseware course is the Quality Matters score. The Quality Matters Higher Education Rubric, 5th edition, 2014, is a set of 8 general standards and 43 specific review standards used to evaluate the design of online and blended courses. Quality Matters is a leader in quality assurance for online education and has received national recognition for its scalable peer-based approach and continuous improvement in online education and student learning. It is also notable to state that there are no true regulations on the national or regional scale for higher education online courses. So this Quality Matters score and rubric is the highest that and essentially the best tool that an institution can use. So when you look at the OCW course as a online course rather than an open education resource, it scored a points of 46 out of 95, so that's less than 50%. There was also another evaluation that I completed on this OCW course, which is the Achieve OER rubric. This Achieve OER rubric essentially is 8 rubrics designed to critique the quality of an OER or open education resource and whether or not it meets the needs of the course and institution. Achieve examines the degree of alignment to standards, quality of explanation of the subject matter, utility of materials designed to support teaching, quality of assessment, quality of technological interactivity, quality of instructional and practice exercises, opportunities for deeper learning, and assurance of accessibility. The OCW scored 16 out of 21, which is very high for the Achieve OER rubric. So let's take a look at the Achieve rubric number 1, which is degree of alignment and standards. The OCW course actually scored a 3, which in order to receive a 3, the following had to be true. All of the content and performance expectations in the identified standard are completely addressed by the object. The content and performance expectations of the identified standard are a focus of the object. While some objects may cover a range of standards that could potentially be aligned, for superior alignment, the content and performance expectations must not be a peripheral part of the object. For the OpenCourseWare course, it was very interesting on how much information was actually provided for the course and the content. This can align to the standards that any individual or any institution also has if their course meets the course description. For the rubric 2, quality of explanation of the subject matter, this OCW course actually also scored a 3. The object provides comprehensive information so effectively that the target audience should be able to understand the subject matter. The object connects important associated concepts within the subject matter. The object does not need to be augmented with additional explanation or materials, and the main ideas of the subject matter addressed in the object are clearly identified for the learner. It was really interesting to see how the course content and the available scholarly articles for the OCW actually allows the students to essentially read all the information that they need. They do not need to go to any outside sources or materials in order to understand the concepts at hand. The third rubric, Utility of Materials and Design to Support Teaching. The OCW course actually received a 2 in this. The object is rated strong for the utility of materials designed to support teaching if it offers the materials at a comprehensive and easy to understand and use, but falls short of either one of these 2 reasons. The object does not include suggestions for ways to use the materials in the variety of learners, and some core components are underdeveloped in the object. With the OCW, it actually does not explain to the teachers on how to utilize the course content that's available. So that is actually the only reason why this course received a 2 for this rubric. The fourth rubric is the quality of assessments. This OCW course received yet another 2. And it said that an object is rated strong for the quality of its assessments if it assesses all the content and performance expectations intended, but the assessment modes do not consistently offer the student opportunities to demonstrate proficiency in intended concept and skill. The reason why it received a 2 for this is because it didn't seem that a lot of the assessments were actually utilized for proficiency for the students to show that they actually have this. It was more of the remember and forget it concept. Rubric 5 is the quality of technological interactivity. This actual rubric did not apply for this object or course because it does not have an interactive technological element. The example was the rubric does not apply if interaction with the object is limited to, for example, opening a user-selected PDF. A lot of the content that was in the OCW were PDFs or websites, so it actually does not meet the requirements in order to be graded with this rubric. Rubric number 6, the quality of instructional and practice exercises. The course also received a 2. An object is rated strong for the quality of its instructional and practice exercises if it offers only a sufficient number of well-written exercises to facilitate mastery of targeted skills, which are supported by accurate answer keys or scoring guides, but there is little variety in exercise types or formats. This course was basically all tests, answer questions, and it didn't really give a lot of independent work or additional information for the instructors to actually go above and beyond. So the 7th rubric is the opportunities for deeper learning, and the course actually received a 3. An object is rated superior for its opportunities for deeper learning only if all of the following are true. At least 3 of the deeper learning skills from the list identified in this rubric are required in the object. The object offers a range of cognitive demand that is appropriate and supportive of the material. Appropriate scaffolding and direction are provided. There was a lot of Bloom's taxonomy throughout this course as well as critical thinking skills, so I thought it was really important that there was an additional deeper learning methods. Also within the course description, it talks about how at first they're going to lay the foundational information of where the school reform is, and then they're going to go into a deeper research phase where they actually go in and analyze and kind of take out a lot of the additional information that you would need with critical thinking, as well as using. So one of the things that I did want to also include is the instructor flexibility with student deadlines and whether it is positive or negative. Within this open courseware course, it does not matter since there are no faculty-student integration. However, if using the OCW course as an OER, it can be positive since we want the students to master the skills regardless if they get it correct the first time or the 5th time. The benefits of the OCW course is as an OER, it provides the information and resources to other educators to help share the wealth of knowledge available. Open educational resources are digital learning objects that are offered and openly for educators, students, and self-learners to use and reuse for teaching, learning, and research. Having an institution like MIT allow other institutions to use their courses also acknowledges the confidence that MIT has that their courses are robust and meet a multitude of standards. Some of the disadvantages of the OpenCourseWare course is that instructors may not examine the information as thoroughly as they should since they assume the content is what they need. The instructor can actually go in and take some of the content and not all of it, and that could actually also influence the assessments and whether or not all of the assessments and the questions that the students are being asked are actually properly being identified. And as a student, taking the OCW course as a course itself could be tedious since there are no faculty to student interaction. So if the student is confused, there is no one to assist with clarifying questions. So students, if they do not see a lot of the information and are looking to get clarifying and questions, they actually have to go above and beyond, and since they will not get it from MIT. To conclude, if we look at the OpenCourseWare course as an actual online course in a MOOC, it actually does not meet a lot of the standards that are set forth with the Quality Matters evaluation, mainly because there are no instructor or faculty to student discussion. So there's no possible way that the students can actually interact with the faculty, which is a major component of Quality Matters, especially with the online courses. However, if we look at the course as a OER, then the OCW course actually does meet and exceed a lot of the expectations. And the instructors can utilize this information to further develop the courses that they're working on, both in an online and a traditional setting.